Let's go! Hey guys, I got a quick one for you. I was shocked how easy this was. So we're gonna make a frame, a window frame in Blender. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. So here we are in Blender, and most of the time you would delete the cube, but in this time we're going to keep the cube. So we're gonna go ahead and delete hierarchy. And now that we've got our cube here, you might remember that we can press Shift D to duplicate the cube, and then it follows around our mouse. But if we press on the axes, and we can look up here to see that the X axis is the one coming towards us, I'll press X, drag that towards me. Now we have two cubes. The goal here is to chop this cube out of this cube. And so we're going to come over here to these object properties where we can adjust the scale. And since we know the X axis is the length axis, we can change the length to be 1.2. And then we can go to the Y, changing that to 0.9, changing the Z to 0.9. And now this cube should fit nicely into this other cube. We'll then move it back to 0, 0, 0. So right here we can change it to 0. And like that, we have a cube ready to be cut out of another cube. Now we're going to select our outside cube. So this is the one that we want to keep. We're then going to go to the wrench icon for modifiers. We're then going to add the Boolean modifier. And once we click on the Boolean modifier, we're going to use difference. We need to select our object. So clicking on object, we can select cube.001. And I just left it on exact, and that worked well for me. We'll then go and click apply. Now this has cut this cube out. We can turn the eye icon to see that. If you don't need this cube anymore, you can go ahead and delete it. And there's only one major problem before you can bring this in, and that is that it is not triangulated. And it's hard to see that. I think if I switch over to this mode, you can see that there are no triangles on this face. And so what we're going to do is go back to this cube, selecting add modifier, going to generate and triangulate. And now that has triangulated it for us. And it looks kind of weird from this angle, but I know it's done it right. Switching back to preview mode, you can see that that does indeed look correct. Now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and click apply. Going back to our object properties, I want to change the scale of this to look more like a window frame. So going along the X axis, I can type in 0.1, and you'll remember that I had scaled this to 0.1 because I had subtracted 0.1 from these sides. Actually, I guess I'd made it slightly, I guess it would be 0.05. I don't know. I like the way this looks. 0.05 I think is technically more accurate. 0.05. Yeah, I think that's technically the right size if you want it to be even, but I kind of liked it being a little thicker. Anyway, so yeah, if you think about the math there, you can math it out to get exactly the type of frame thickness you're looking for when we did the original crop. But now that we're done with that, we've got it all triangulated, we can export it. And so I guess there's one last thing you might want to do, which is set the material. And so this allows you to change the texture and whatnot. I just used the same material as my flashlight. So I typed in flashlight, and that's because my flashlight is a simple white flashlight with a metal sheen. And so with that set up, I can then file, export, FBX. And since I've already done this, I'm going to put this in my downloads, and then scrolling down, come on, scroll down, we'll find flashlight, or excuse me, window frame. And then I'll call this window frame number 2, and then export FBX. Nice. All right, so with that done, we can close out of this. Don't need to save it because it's all saved in the FBX. And then we'll go to Horizon. Hello, Horizon. I need you to move. Let's see if I can get you to work well for me. There you go. That do the trick? Pretty close too. There we are. Nicely done. Oh boy. All right, so now that we're here in Horizon, we can then click Add New 3D Model, turning off Preserve Offset Pivots, selecting Window Frame 2, and then my flashlight, MEO, and BR. If you're curious what this is just white, so it's just a simple white. And then to create an MEO, this is a 100% red, 100% blue with 0 green, so that it's 100% metallic and 0% occluded, or 100%. For whatever reason, 100% occluded means it's not occluded. I don't understand that, but anyway. So anyway, that's what those colors are and what they mean. Go ahead and click Open and Import. And over here to the side, you can see this is what it looks like. So I've got these nice little window frames, and you might remember that I brought them in white, not pink. So let's place this. It should be almost done. Right-click and place. And give that a second. Yes, I am playing with the Gen AI, and I thought I'd record this while it was doing its thing. So there we go. There's that window frame. It's a little large, but you can, of course, scale it down in Horizon. Scaling it here to 0.05, 0.5, 0.5. Now it's half the size, which is the size that you saw me using over there. And you can also change the tint color, and that allows you to make this frame whatever frame you want. I didn't do a UV unwrap of it, so I don't believe textures are going to look super hot. Let's just apply texture to see. And that's not too bad. You might be able to actually get a decent... I would have recommended doing a UV unwrap. We have some other tutorials on that topic, but we're going to click the reset button. No texture required. All right, that's it, guys. I told you it was simple. I hope you had fun with that. I think there's a lot of opportunities for Boolean geometry. Now that I know how to do it, I might be playing with that a little bit more. That was so much simpler than I thought. So thanks for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye.